Namaste. Last session we were talking about Viparyaya, the error, misconception, wrong knowledge. Viparyayo Mithyajnanam Adatrupa Pradeshtam. That is the sutra. Then the question comes, right? Enlightenment. What is enlightenment? What happens with enlightened people? Who are all enlightened? Then we were discussing about acceptance, non-acceptance. Accepting mind, non-accepting mind. So before we go further into this misconception, error or wrong knowledge, let us give a little bit more focus on this acceptance, non-acceptance. We got this question also, which I didn't answer or briefly answered. So the question was, we might think technology evolution happened because of human. If human accept we are complete, and we would not innovate to so-called better life. These changes in illusionary world, something we should accept and we should witness and participate in the changes. I see is the last one as a question. So what happens if I am able to accept myself as I am now? What happens? We won't put makeup. We won't spend a lot of time to have a special hair. If we get a little bit tummy, we don't worry. We don't look for special food, special cuisine. We will not look for new device. Okay, let's upgrade to iPhone 13. Because we are already accepting what we are. Total acceptance. So here, you are getting total freedom to lead the life or to see the life as it is. I am accepting myself as I am now. That means I am accepting my likes as well as dislikes. You need to give full attention because generally that's where we have the misunderstanding. Buddha said, all the masters, rishis, everybody saying, desire is the root cause of all the problem. So don't get into desire. No desire. That means we should not desire for anything. Now I have my dinner. I have few options are there. Now, if I choose this particular food, I don't like this food now, and I like this food now. How about these kind of desires? Then we can say, okay, these things, certain day-to-day activities, you have the choices, and based on that you make. There are other things we do in life, right? I like to have iPhone. No, I'm okay with some other simple phone. Also desire. I need a place to live. A 1-bedroom apartment, good enough. Or small hut, good enough. Or I need a hut, around that I need some garden, some space, few trees. I want in the middle of the city. No, I want to be away from the city. Now let's go this way. I want to do asana practice to maintain my health, to support my meditation practice. Or I will do only meditation practice. I will do only pranayama. Or I don't do any of these things. I will listen only gossips of yoga. So you see, there is even I don't want any desire. I don't desire of anything. I don't want to get into these likes and dislikes. Even to get into that state, you have to see that there are so many other things we need to look into. That's where this question comes. What is this concept? Desire is the root cause of all the problems. That's where we need to understand it is not just about the desire, it is the memory of the desire, the attachment of the desire, the desire which is root spreading further, growing like a tree or a huge tree. And whatever associated with that desire, that's where this whole concept of life and death, which we are going to explore in coming sessions later, separately when we are talking about it. But we can understand from this, it's not just about the desire, because you want to get rid of the desire itself, a desire. You can say, no, I accept my desires. Total acceptance. That's where this question comes. Then what is this acceptance, non-acceptance? When somebody says, your intelligent level is not that good. It is average or below average. Especially when the person talking in front of you in a very diplomatic way. If you are not around, the same person may say, such an idiot. Then the message comes to you. One person, two persons, a lot of people. Now, by studying Patanjali, by listening to various masters, you are getting this message again and again, accept as you are. Before you used to get irritation, even you may be getting angry when the person says you are not intelligent enough or you are an idiot. Now you get this intelligence, this knowledge, accept as I am. Accept as you are. So the next time when they say anybody saying you are an idiot, your intelligence is not good, you don't get irritation, rather you say, I know. That's acceptance, right? So when they are throwing the stones, it is not creating any kind of waves, any kind of ripples. You are ready to accept those stones. Now, that means I should not think, I should not really do anything to overcome this challenge. That's where we are getting this freedom. What is the freedom? I have the freedom to accept I am an idiot. In fact, what happens when you are ready to accept, you become an intelligent person. You become a wise person actually. Why? You see very clearly, non-acceptance is the root. I am accepting myself as I am. You can see that everything goes very smoothly. When people are saying, it is not really creating any kind of emotional challenge or burden. You are getting this choice to accept that condition. Now, it's not ending there. You are accepting that. At the same time, you are doing something in order to increase your intelligence. You are working to overcome this condition, this kind of observation. In other words, you are improving your intelligence. Working hard over a period of time, you become really an intelligent person in many ways. Even you can take a subject. You study physics, maths, computer science, or anything. All these kind of academic subjects. You are dull because of your techniques, effort, you become a sharp, intelligent person. You are accepting before that, yes, I'm not that intelligent. Now, you are working to overcome that. And you are going through this process of overcoming that. Accepting that also. Now, after spending some time, effort, energy, either you may become an intelligent person, smart person, knowledgeable person, or you come to know whatever I do, my intelligence will not change. I'll be the same dull, idiotic person. And you are ready to accept that also. You are accepting yourself as an idiot person. You are accepting that you are doing something, you are putting some effort to overcome certain challenges. You are ready to accept whatever the result of that effort. You may become an intelligent person, or you realize you can't do much about it. So when we are saying accept as you are accepting everything. When it is complete acceptance, means accepting the current condition, current situation, accepting forthcoming future conditions, situations, accepting even related with that, whatever happened in the past also. In other words, you are getting total freedom with a lot of choices. So now if you see that a lot of developments happening, new innovations are happening every day. Through technical developments, sophistication of life keep improving, keep changing. So every individual person will do according to their conditions, their place, time. There are many other factors involved in that. You can accept yourself and you don't need to do anything. Say that you are a lazy person. Now you got this message, you accept as you are. Because all this while you are putting a lot of effort to get up early morning and do the practice and change this, change that. There is a lot of effort, a lot of things need to be done. Now we got this great message, accept as you are. What happens? The laziness will increase. You used to get up 6, 7 o'clock. Now I get up when I want to get up. No need to go to bed earlier, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I go to bed when I feel sleepy. I eat what I like. I practice only when I want to. Accept as I am. That's how I feel it. I want to do this way. That acceptance should continue all the time. You should not think afterwards, when you put on weight, oh, I need to do yoga. I need to go for jogging. I need to go for gym. It's not happening with that conflict mind. That is what this acceptance means. If, say, you don't feel comfortable, you fall sick, you are already ready to accept. You are going through some painful conditions afterwards, ready to accept. Different people saying different things. Lazy person, obese, sick person, useless, such a burden to everybody. Maybe even some family members may say, I wish you are not here. That smile, with that you started to accept, you have to accept everything. It's not a selective, partial acceptance. Afterwards, you should not cry. You know what that person said about me. There is no disturbance emotionally. So, this concept of acceptance throughout all the while, the moment it starts means it's 100%. At any situation, at any condition. Not only accepting the current condition, you want to do something, you want to change something, you are ready to accept the result of that also. It may happen as you like, it may happen opposite way. That's total acceptance. So then we can see that we may even innovate more new things. We can technologically find, maybe get a new device, invent a new device. Instant self detector. You don't know where is the self. Now the machine has come already. You don't need to do lot of yoga practice to go to samadhi. Like you press the button, already you can see the person other side, right? Technology developed. Same way, self-detector machine with the innovation you find already, we can reach out not only the gross body, we can get the subtle body also. Technological development. See, hundreds years of back, or maybe not even 100 years, less than that maybe, to communicate with the people other side by phone and other things, it's a very challenging thing, right? You need to book the call, then afterwards only we can do. Otherwise, before that, you have to write a letter. Before that, you need to send through the person various ways communication. But now, how it is developed? Old stories we listen that there is a ball, then they do the magic. And through that magic, they can see the person far away from other country. Or they take the leaf, and like how we are browsing the phone, the same way the leaf, they just make some thing, they may add something, they see that, then they can see the other person there. Live. It was story before. Now, because of technological development, it's the reality, right? You can see that. That's how the whole world becomes a small village. Same way. Non-acceptance means it's not like completely we are running away from this. Accepting means it's not we don't do anything. Accepting current condition. Accepting the mind which wants to change. Accepting result of that action also. The acceptance throughout all the mind. So that means what? You accept death also. Not the person you don't like or not the neighbor's death. One's own death. No more fear. When it can happen, how it is possible. Even if I recognize this, yes, I have to accept. But still, why I'm not able to accept? I'm able to accept the good things, but I'm not able to accept the painful and pleasant things. That's why so many sutras. To get the answer for these questions. So many scriptures. So many rishis and masters. So we have so many stories. Otherwise, it's very simple. Chitta vritti nirodha. That's it. Close your eyes. No thoughts. And see yourself. Two sutras over. Atha yoga anusasanam. Let's start yoga. Yoga hai chitta vritti nirodha. Cessation of this modification at the mind start. Then, tada drashtu swarupe avastha. So you see yourself. You are abiding in your own self. But what happens when it is not happening? Vritti sarupyam etaratra. Because of this thought process not disappearing, I'm not able to see the self. The self is not able to abide in his own place. So we constantly associated with our thought process. What kind of thought process? Vrittayaha panchatayaha. Klishta aklishtaha. Fivefold. Painful, not painful. What are they? Pramana, Viparyaya, Nidra, Smritayaha. Pramana, right knowledge. Viparyaya, error, wrong knowledge. Vikalpa, imagination. Nidra, sleep. Smriti, memory. Fivefold. Painful, not painful. Then what is pramana? Pratyaksha, anumana, agama. Pramanani. Sense perception. Inference. Then the testimony. Watch what we are getting from others' experience. Through this you are getting the right knowledge. We explored that. Yes, right knowledge for some time. The same thing can transform as a wrong knowledge. Viparyaya. Why? So Viparyaya. What is Viparyaya? Mithya jnanam. Knowledge, but wrong, illusory knowledge. It is not what exactly you are seeing, it is superimposed. Tatruva pradishtam. Adatruva pradishtam. Based on wrong identification. That's why it's called the mithya jnana. Adat Ruba, wrong identification. The form, what I am seeing, is not the actual form. Classic example is seeing the snake rope. I am seeing it right now in front of my eyes. The snake is there, lying down. But when I look deeper, I see it is not actually the snake, it is just the rope. The wrong identification. I am superimposing something which is not real. What to do for that? Maybe I don't see that. People even died because of this wrong understanding. Because of the fear, because of many other things. Why? At that moment, we are ignorant. We don't know the reality. Furthermore, he is going to explain, in fact, the whole life we are all living with that wrong knowledge. Superimposed, overimposed. There is a base, it looks real, but it is not the reality. You need to become a rich person to be a successful person, to lead a happy life. Superimposed. Seeing the life, not the reality of happiness, adding some value which doesn't have any base. What is gold? Right? Gold is a metal. Right? But there are, like gold, there are many other metals. Even there are similar metals. But the value of gold is high. And you can say that any kind of like rare metals. The value is different, changing, right? High. Why? Because there is already this identification on that. It's a rare metal. It has the value. With that, I can be a rich person. That wealth helping to live this life, to be a successful person. Superimposed. The actual reality, it's a metal. We can look around, right? So many things we are doing like that. Even before really looking into the ultimate reality, even in our day-to-day reality. A person talking nicely, slowly, smiling, that means what? Generally we have this image, that person should be a nice person, good person. Spend few hours, then you know the reality. You know this person quite long time. You meet this person every time you go to the yoga class. Talking nice things, making joke, very friendly. You become buddies, friends. Meet during yoga class, after a yoga session, having a meal or drinks, gossiping about other students and teacher, and spending a lot of fun moments. So there is an image, nice person, good person, my friend, everything. Then you make a yoga trip, retreat, or somewhere together, traveling together, living in the same room, sharing the room. Once they come back, or even while there, I thought that person is a nice person, but I come to know the reality there. Pratyaksha, right? Sense perception. It's also right. The right knowledge. You got already know about this person. Good person. Before the yoga trip, it was Pratyaksha. After the yoga trip, it is Viparyaya. Same person, same thing. But it becomes from that perception, right perception, to wrong perception. This perception also may change. Not necessarily it is all the time going to be Viparyaya. In our daily life, we can see that from childhood, we keep on adding a lot of images about things, about people, about places, about many things. We keep on adding images. Image after image after image. Then what happens over a period of time? We don't live with the reality. We don't live at that moment. We live only with the images. That's why the life becomes so challenging in many ways. Images, from the images, expectations happening, happy, not happening, frustration, disappointment, irritation, anger, one after the other. So we have a lot of images with our family members, the parents, with the children, with the spouse. Same way with the friends, working place. What are our thoughts? Why these thought processes are quite active when we keep on chatting? Why? Pratyaksha Anumana, Agama. From there, this Viparyaya. These are all things constantly happening. Pratyaksha, from Pramana to Viparyaya. The next comes, right? Vikalpa, the imagination. It's also together, working together. So, here Patanjali says, Mithya Jnanam. This Viparyaya is Mithya Jnanam. It's a knowledge, but it doesn't have any base. Adatruba. Why? It's not the Tatruba. Atat means like it is not the reality, it is superimposed, overimposed. Wrongly identifying. Why? We don't know at that moment. Our ignorance of that. We see the classical example. Why we see the snake but there is rope? Because there is no enough light. It looks similar. I saw it was moving also. Because of the air, wind, it moved. Ignorance. So then, how I know it is the rope? I need the light. I need the knowledge. I need to have that actual experience. So that's what this yoga practice is giving, taking us. Why? Ourselves, we have a lot of imaginations. From childhood, you can see that. I can do this. I will become like this. I will get into this kind of life. You have to talk to the teenage kids. They have the list, long list. I want to have this kind of boyfriend or girlfriend. Make a list. Should be tall, handsome, rich, one after the other. Then after 10 years, you have to talk to the same person. What happened to your list? No, I got everything, but still it doesn't work out. Or they say, oh, I compromised 50-50. Then maybe they say, no, say like I had a 10 points. Not even 1 point was there with my beloved. But still somehow going on. Why? Because the expectation, as we grow, changes, we start to see the reality. We are able to see more about the life. There are students, they call or they come to the yoga center with this expectation, what? I am going to become a yoga teacher. I go there, attend classes. After 1 month, I will become a yoga teacher. They have heard or seen and everything. And they see also the persons as they are doing the yoga, it is not very difficult. They see that I can do this, I can do this. I have done this in my school days. After doing the classes, then they see that since I have to wait until next life. especially if they join the Iyengar yoga classes. We don't know, ignorant. Once you do that, then you see. But regarding the life, regarding one's own reality, who am I? What is my reality? Am I this limited with this body? Am I limited with this mind? I have these emotions. I have these likes and dislikes. I have this intelligence. I don't have this intelligence. I have these skills. I'm so and so person. That's how we observe ourselves. We see ourselves, right? Generally, we settled with that acceptance, that reality, that knowledge. It's not only the people who are pursuing this knowledge, not the other person, those who are not pursuing, even the people who are pursuing this knowledge. They get into the practice with the interest to know who am I. After studying, after practicing, after some time they get into this mindset. Before, I don't know about yoga. Now after studying, pursuing, now I have this adjective. I'm a yoga teacher. I know Yoga Sutra. I know asana. I know how to teach. Still the ignorance continues. Still not knowing the reality. Why? You can see that all these things contributing the modifications at our mind stuff. Every thought we look into that. Our desire is the thought. I accept is the thought. I don't accept is the thought. I like this person, thought. I don't like this person, thought. I like until yesterday, today I don't like, thought. Continuously modifications. That's how the chatting happens. And when we study Chitta Vritti Nirodha, okay, close my eyes. Vritti, after Vritti. I say, don't come, wait. I'm doing meditation, don't come. Some way or other coming. Keep coming. Why? Viparyaya. We are not seeing the reality. Misconception. Wrong concept. What is that wrong concept? I am an intelligent person. Wrong. My skills are very high. Wrong. I am a loving person. Wrong. I do the right things. I'm a so righteous person. Dharmic person. Ethical person. Wrong. I'm a spiritual person. Yoga practitioner. Wrong. I'm a male, female. Wrong. I'm an Indian, Chinese, American, Vietnamese, Korean, etc., etc. Wrong. I am a human being. Definitely wrong. Why? We are all aliens. Don't believe that. That's also wrong. Even if any aliens are here, also wrong. I don't know, right? Patanjali says, you are ignorant of your reality. That's why this thought process continuously busy with that. That's why this klishta, this painful and not painful, this kind of modifications keep happening. Then you are not able to see your reality. That's why when we say accepting, total acceptance, because when total acceptance happens, you are naturally in that moment and moving away from these modifications. So when we see this whole thing is not the real thing, we are not really dealing with the reality. This look real, but it is not real. Apparent reality. Illusion, right? So, in that way, then what happens? Your enlightenment also become an illusion. It's also an illusion. Isn't it? When everything is illusion, when I say I'm enlightened, illusion. Within that illusionary world, I am able to see it is the illusion. They call it as enlightenment. So you accept totally doing nothing reality. You don't accept, you want to change and keep working on that. Fine. You're working on that, you are ready to, you are accepting the result of that also. Fine. All at the end, not much difference. Why? Why? That's what we are looking. That's the answer we are looking. We can simply say, same thing, all modifying. One thing is changing. It's not our experience. We have still that non-acceptance. My hair is turning gray and I don't want to accept. I want to change the color. My hair is falling. I don't want to accept. I'm looking into all the remedies, how to grow hair, even at the age of 50, 60. What I have to do to get rid of my wrinkles? Non-acceptance. We are facing the challenge, even the outside appearance. The body, very well we know it is all change, it will getting old and everything. But actually we have to travel even further inside with our samskara, with our memory, with our emotions. So what is the reality here? What is the knowledge here? How our ignorance will change? when I know very clearly, I can't change or control outside things. I can't change how the government's doing things. I can't change what's happening in my neighborhood. I can't even change my children or spouse or friends, like, anybody, very close people. First, this realization need to take place. External things I can't change. But that doesn't mean you don't tell anything to your children. Still, you will tell children, get up early, get into studies, play, focus this, don't play video game. That is the first realization. Then, knowing your own mind. What is changeable, what is not changeable now? Or what I have to do in order to get my mind into this thing. Anything you want to do, you get up, you want to practice, you want to study, you want to cook, you don't want to cook, you don't want to eat this food or you want to eat this food, whatever. One's own self. That realization comes later. That will not happen immediately. Otherwise, you will accept everything. That's why we are gaining this information, getting this information. Through that, we are bringing that into practice, converting this information into our experience. Through that, we are gaining the knowledge. The knowledge takes place, ignorance disappears. What is the ignorance? So many things, right? It reaches until I am a human being. I am special in this universe, special species. Then when you are seeing who you are replacing the knowledge with the ignorance. You are getting to know the reality. That's where pratyaksha happens. That right knowledge. Until then, it's all nothing but viparyaya, misconception. We continue. I have this question. We cannot accept the realities. Is it because the presence of ego? Technically, yes. But what is ego? That's why I want you to keep remembering this. Because scriptures are saying, Buddha is saying, Patanjali is saying, all the bearded Mahatmas are saying that you have the ego. Don't borrow those words. We will study. Definitely we will study what Patanjali says, what Buddha says, what Jesus Christ says. We will see that. But we need to relate with what I know about it. So now, what is ego? If I say I is the ego, can I do anything without this I? So, without ego, we cannot do anything. If we accept, still we have to study, we need to see that about it. But if we see I is the ego, a simple understanding. Can I do anything without this I? You get up from the bed in the morning to open your eyes. We need that ego. When I-ness is there, then only the whole body moves. So then what is this nature, the reality of this ego or I, which we are going to see that. Right now, we can understand this way. We cannot accept the reality because our ignorance. What is the ignorance? I hope I'll be happy tomorrow. Ignorance. I hope I get this love from my husband, my wife, my partner. Ignorance. I expect my children loving me, caring me. Expectation. Ignorance. I make money, I'll be happy. Ignorance. I don't get the vaccination, then I'll be healthy. Ignorance. Okay, I get the vaccine, I'll be healthy. Ignorance. These things we don't know, right? Regarding the life, whatever we know, it's all like trial and error only actually. We need to have that understanding. It works now, it may not work tomorrow. That's it. We just need to have this clarity. Everything is changeable. Constantly everything is the change. Everything is changing. When we have that clarity, that experience, then we will really look into the nature. Where is I'm getting the happiness? Why I have to get for it? Work for it? Why it is constantly changing? Why it is not permanent? We don't accept other people as they are, but we expect other person need to accept me as I am. You want your spouse and your friends, your children, neighbors, all should be very nice with you, caring you, loving you, doing everything the way you like. But when you are doing, they have to accept the way you do things. This is the simple reality we are not accepting. We are not seeing it. So, the concept of ego is there, but let us just see that based on our experience. Let's study through that way. That's why when we are studying about Viparyaya, when we are studying about this Pratyaksha, that right knowledge, wrong knowledge, we need to see from our experience, our understanding. Then we are able to relate. Then we can look into our daily life. Otherwise, it become a book knowledge, academic knowledge. Commentaries are there, plenty of commentaries, but I don't see that the connection to our experience. So which we study, which we look into that continuously in that way. Another question, when we keep the hope, we have some reason to do anything, make our life lively. Is it true or also ignorance? 100% ignorance. What is lively? What is life? What is death? I will see that in coming sessions. Thank you. Namaste.